Hello, welcome to the show. It's me, John Park. It's time for JP's product pick of the week, and we are emitting diodes, apparently. Sorry for my typo. But thank you, our Brian Lindahl over in the YouTube chat, for bringing that to my attention and allowing me to have some fun with it. So, hey, look, it's the YouTube chat. Hello, YouTube chat. Hello to Burton R, how about? And Justin Kovacic, 9436, greetings, Delaware. And hello to Peter Huisman, 3956. Howdy, Gordy G, hello. Who else? Have I missed anyone? Hopefully not. Zax, 9220, hello. It's all the M's. Diodes. So look, also, we've got a chat over on our Discord. So if you're wondering where the chat is, other than the YouTube that we just looked at, head over to adafruit.it/discord and then head for that right there. That's the, not Lars, but the live broadcast chat. Hello to Thin Man over there, and Sam J. Ohio, Paul Cutler, Blitz City DIY. Hello, thanks for popping in. And some other people are showing up over on our Hello Dana comp over in our YouTube. So hello, yeah, I enjoy having people in the chat, so thank you, and thank you for keeping me honest on my spelling errors. What's going on here? We've got a product pick, and it's right there if you want to go check it out. URL, QR code, all of those things. This actually, we had to tweak something at the last second with this product pick, so let me know if any of these things seem to point to the wrong thing. A very similar thing, albeit, but a wrong thing, because I had some quick changes to make because of a QA issue that was caught at the 11th hour. So I think we're all straightened out now, so this one should work great. What else? We've got this show appearing inside of that product page. So if you head there, go to that product page, you will see that the product has been discounted. We had 100 in stock. They're going quick, so if you want to get them at this price, we don't do coupon codes or rain checks or anything like that, no back orders, just buy it. Buy it at that price. Price will go up after the show. If we sell out, we sell out. There's no getting it at that price. So go there, and if this is something that seems to appeal to you, then I'd say do it. Other thing I'll say is partly because of the last second change, and also this is also a very, very early product. It has been updated and is very modern and nice, but it's an old product ID, 326. That's an old one. There was no Ask an Engineer new segment video for this one. Some related ones, but I will introduce it there. We won't, sorry, this is the second week in a row. We're going to miss you, Lamore. Second week in a row when I don't have a new video for it, but I'm sure next week we will. So let's dive into it. What is this thing? I'm gonna pull up my notes so that I get it all right, and I will show you it first in blurry vision. What is this thing? This right here is the product pick of the week this week. It is the 0.96-inch monochrome OLED graphical display. It is a 128 by 64 pixel OLED. These are organic. They are ethically harvested light emitting diodes. That's what OLED is, organic LED. I don't know what makes them organic, but OLEDs, beautiful crisp display, monochrome. I'll show you some demos. I will also show you the product page for it. Where'd that go? I've lost it. That's not it. Did I move a thing? Hey, there it is. I don't know how that got moved. Look, that's it right there. So as I said, product 326. Go check it out. We have 50 of them in stock now. I think we had 100 when we started. So people like these. They're gorgeous displays, a great display to add to your project. These are both I2C and SPI interfaces. We've got both of them on there. As you can see on the back side here, there are two Stemma QT ports, so it's easy to plug and play with zero soldering. One of the updates with this was that the reset line is built in. You don't need an external reset line, so you can do everything over I2C, the power ground data clock. Or you can choose to cut a jumper and use this as an SPI if you have need of a faster display, better data transport with it, then you can switch this over to work with SPI. You'll just cut those two jumpers, actually, J1, J2. And then you'll solder on pins so that you get the full SPI experience. This is based on the SSD 1306 driver, really popular driver. We have quite a few boards that use this. And you can see from some of these nice demos, you get really crisp, clear graphics and text. And we have very nice drivers to work with this inside of CircuitPython as well as in Arduino. And if we take a look at, if you scroll down a little bit on this page, you'll see we do have a link here for the Learn Guide that covers all of the Monochrome OLED breakouts. So that's this. That's our display this week. This is the page here, so you'll see quite a few different ones using, I think, a couple different driver chips, but these will talk about power requirements, Arduino library, CircuitPython and Python if you're using a single board computer. And then we have wiring up of the 128 by 64 displays, like this one. If you're doing SPI, then you'll want to solder them in. You can do I2C with this soldered in as well. So depending on your needs, if you're just popping it on a breadboard, if you're using it on a Perma Proto, and you don't want to just plug into those little I2C STEMMA QT ports, then you can solder it down to the board. You don't have to. And then we have the example code here inside of CircuitPython usage and Arduino library and examples. This will show you how to get these all set up. But better than showing a page talking about a demo, how about a demo? So here, let me jump to my down cam. And I'm going to set this back on the board. So what do I have here? This is a KB2040 with a nice little STEMMA QT port there and a bunch of tactile switches. So I have a little PWM RC circuit for audio out there. And then I'm plugging this in on my little STEMMA QT port, like so. Oh, I got it backwards. There we go. So just plug that in. This one has a second port, so you can daisy chain this to another device of some kind if you need to, or sensor. And then I'm just going to plop it on. I have a couple of little 2.5 millimeter standoffs here. So these have 4 nice mounting holes on there for you to plug that into some standoffs. And then I'm going to power up the KB2040. And you'll see here, this is something I love to use this kind of display for. A lot of people do. You'll see this used in all sorts of little devices that have a few buttons or knobs or dials, and you want additional UI. Great for crisp little UI with a little bit of graphics, a little bit of text. I'm not trying to do anything fancy on here. Nothing's moving too fast, but let me turn the volume down for a second. You'll see here as I press my tactile switches, I'm just using this to indicate which ones have been pressed. So what I have 1, 4, and 6, so I can turn those back off, turn them all on. So you'll see it is nice and responsive. I'm not trying to play Doom on here or anything, although I bet Space Invaders would look nice on this screen if you turn it in Tate mode. So there you can see, I've got this little display. What this demo does, I'll bring this up just for a second because it's fun. This is a sort of a tape looper, so I've got some numbers, station numbers.
1, 1, 1, 4, 1, 4, 8, 4, 1, 4, 1, 4, 1, 4, 4, 7, 5, 5, 5, 4, 7.
Okay, so that's weird and fun. How's that work? That's using some of our audio I/O mixer stuff. But let's talk about how the display works. I'm going to jump over to a IDE view here and keep that on the screen. And if you take a look here in my code, the key thing here is that I'm importing display I/O, terminal I/O, so I have a font to use, typeface to use, and then Adafruit display text, Adafruit display shapes. I'm using a rectangle and a circle. I2C display bus. This is a specific I2C implementation to pull up. And then the Adafruit display I/O SSD 1306 library here. Then I can go ahead and initialize my display. I'm releasing any displays. Nice thing to do at first. Setting up my I2C bus, and then creating the display bus using this I2C display bus, I2C, and the device address. It's printed on the back. We do have jumper, so you can change that. I think we can do 2 of these on a bus, if I'm not mistaken. We can double check that. Then I'm setting up the variables for width and height here, 128 wide, 64 high. And then I create the display item. So display is Adafruit Display IO SSD 1306 on the display bus with the width and height that I have there. And then I'm doing some display IO stuff to create a hierarchy of display elements. I'm putting a little label across the top. You can see there in the nice, that's sort of like that default terminal IO there. You get quite a few characters across the screen with this size. So I'm just saying what it is, the 0.96-inch monochrome OLED with this text right here. And then I create these boxes or rectangles here, as well as some fill objects. Oh, let me turn that audio off. So that's what those little squares are there. Little fill boxes that can pop on and off. And then I'm also filling this with the numbers going through the middles of them. Also put a couple of dots across the 1st and the 5th there, just because I've been thinking about music sequencers, and showing the beginnings of measures is a typical thing to do. The rest of this is just bringing in WAV files, setting up my I/O with these buttons on here. That's one reason I really like this KB2040 for a project like this. It has a ton of I/O. I think we got like 30 pins on it we can use. So I'm not taxing it here with just 8 for my buttons and another for the PWM audio out. Setting up audio mixer, the range of waves to play. Handle mixer is a little function here that will both bring on a channel that we're playing. I've got 8 channels playing simultaneously, so I'm just muting and unmuting those. And I'm also turning on these little fills, so filling in those boxes there when we press one. Main loop is just checking for, using keypad to check for button presses, and then if we do press one, we run handle mixer function with the appropriate number that we've pressed, or numbers if we've pressed a few of those. That is it. That's all that it is, but you can see by taking a look in our Learn Guide here, which, how do I keep losing it? There we go. Oh, that's why it does not have a, refresh my shot icon. That there will show you some examples of the kinds of graphics you can do as well. So let me go back to these. These are really nice here. So you can see we get a ton of text on there. You can use Display IO and Vector IO and some of our other drawing tools there to create really nice, sharp graphics. Let's see, a couple other things about this display and most of these OLED displays. Real high contrast, very sharp, no backlight required. So these are individual little LEDs, unlike a lot of displays that have both RGB pixels and backlighting. This is just a monochrome pixel that lights up. You can, these are, let me see, on my screen it's probably appearing a little bluish. No, not bad. This one looks quite white. You can filter these. I don't know if I have a piece of gel handy. I had one, and I think I put it somewhere that eludes me. But yeah, you can use lighting gels to change the colors of these if you want. If you want a more amber color or purple or something like that, you can put a little low density gel on top of it. That works pretty well. Even Kapton tape. Sometimes I like to just make things a little more amber, a little warmer. That works fairly well too. And let's see, this is 3.3 volt and 5 volt compatible. So as you can see on the back here, I think we mentioned that in the silk screen. Let me bring this view up here. You can see there it is, yeah, 5 volt and 3 volt compatible. So you can use this with 3 volt logic or 5 volt logic microcontrollers like older Arduinos. So that's helpful. So it's got onboard regulator and a built-in boost converter, so you can work with either. And like I said, it's using our SSD 1306 driver, so it's very easy to use inside of CircuitPython and Arduino. All right, let's see. Bert and R likes the idea of using some gels. You know what? Since I teased it, let me. I feel like I know where one little slice of some gel is. I have a whole stack of them somewhere, but I think I've got scree. Oh, here's a huge chunk of it, but that'll work. This one's a little scratched up and dusty, but this is just a, as you can see there, purple lighting gel. And this is a little higher density than you'd want for this because it's going to make it a little harder to read. But yeah, you get the idea, right? Can you see that? No, of course you can't. I'm not showing it. There we go. So there you go. So not bad. You can, yeah, actually that looks really good. So you can get little gel sample books, Roscoe and other gel makers, lighting gel makers, get a little sample book and just trim out a little piece that you need there. So I like using those. So these generally just come in white or sort of bluish white. Sometimes amber for bigger displays, but I haven't seen that on these small ones. All right, what else? Any other questions over in the chats? Let's bring up our YouTube chat since it's hopping. Howdy, hi. Hey, Tyrone Mix, nice to see you. Graf auf der Hagen, hello, howdy. Thank you, Gordy G, for posting the specs there. All right, all right, all right. I think that's gonna do it. Oh, we got a wild GIF here from Yanisku 7. Oh, I like that. It's much faster in real life than on my broadcast there. Okay, if there are no other questions, I think that'll wrap it up. Don't forget, head over to, we got 25 of them left, so head over to this QR code or this address, 326 is the product ID, and get it while the getting's good. These are gonna go back up in price just a little bit after the show, or if we sell out of them, we sell out of them. So let me take this, let's see if I can kind of keep this together here. I will leave that on there because that's a nicer demo. I couldn't fit, by the way, this Permaproto horizontally, so I put everything on sort of diagonally here. And I had a different thing on here until just an hour ago, so I didn't reorganize my standoffs, but that should hold. Yeah, okay, that's not going to be in focus, but what are you going to do? So that right there is the product pick of the week this week. It is the Monochrome 0.96 inch 128 by 64 OLED graphical display with SPI and I2C over Stemma QT. For Adafruit Industries, I'm John Park. This has been JP's product pick of the week, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.